What's up, JW here? Today we have the 2024 JRW Wrestling Figure Toy Room Tour. Okay, we're going to start off here in the actual wrestling figure arena first. Today, this is new. I know it's gigantic, but look, it lights up the arena so well. Looking great. Also, I got the Legend Series 21 Hulk Hogan. They all shipped every single figure separately, so that review will be waiting until the rest of them come. But that is now in the arena. But I have this new lighting, which looks absolutely great. Got my chair where I sit in when I film the videos. So starting in the arena here. So we got this. Actually, let's start in the backstage. So all the way back here, we have is this old Jakks playset with everything. So we got just like a Miz there. Look at this. Hey. There we got a Braun Breaker figure because he's not in the main roster, so I just put him backstage. There's a Michael Hayes suited figure, Alana, Brock Lesnar. Obviously, he's not on the main roster right now because he's not even wrestling, so I just have him backstage. And then I have the JWF Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys. And Triple H at his desk, signing contracts and everything. Commissioner with the little screen. So much dust there, gotta clean that up. He's got some JWF titles that I have champs, but just don't have them on him right now. I got Shane McMahon and my custom figure of myself. And then there's Tony Schiavone, some other mics. But this is like the total backstage area. All right, now moving on into the actual arena. So I got my clock. But now here is, we had the old WWE stage. Got like a Raw printout, WWE logo, all the pyro fire things. We got the Slambulance, American flag, then some Major Wrestling Figure Podcast crates just stacked up right now. And then we got the actual crowd, some signs, ringside pamphlets. My official Major Wrestling Figure podcast, Let 'Em Breathe, razor blade opener. I use that for opening the figures now. My cameraman, other known as Undertaker. Over here, more fans. They're the big fan setup thing. But I can't remember where I got it. It was like a stream setup or something like that. But then I have the new WrestleMania 40 sign up. I got that, just printed that out the other day. Royal Rumble's coming up, so I gotta have that up. The YouTube sign, the 2023 WWE, what's it called? There's just like the pamphlet of all the wrestlers. I got that when I went to Monday Night Raw. Got more signs, Cody Rhodes, another ringside pamphlet. Then the actual announcer desk. It says WWE, got Taz on there. We got Jerry King Lawler, my referee, who's also technically is Nikolai Volkov, Mean Gene, sitting here. One thing about this light, it really shows the dust here. I gotta dust this table, even though I just cleaned the thing. But here's all the fans, and then I got the Telecreations exclusive Rise War ring. I love this ring, especially with the turnbuckles and everything. It's just so good. And then I got the barricades. Now below the arena is where all the figures that are not on display but are in drawers. So let's get into that. So we have the main roster here. So like anybody from like Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, all the main roster guys that are on Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown every week are in this drawer. Not a drawer, a bin. So here in this little drawer thing, we have all cloth accessories. I don't know why there's a rubber accessory, but that's okay. In this one, we have, scoot this back here. So titles, small rubber accessories, and then this is AEW mics, and this is like sunglasses and stuff in there. Then the next drawer is all hands, heads, so we got, or Build-A-Figures, so I got most of my British Bulldog Build-A-Figure here. These are all Mattel hands that are loose, these are Jazzwares hands, and these are all the heads. But that's that bin. We have a Monday Night Raw stage, the light up one, we have some AEW cut out things, we got some cage. This bin's got a bunch of like steel steps and all that stuff, the big bulky stuff. More steel cages and stuff, outlet where I plug in my light and everything. So we got some more accessory things. We got the four-wheeler, we got the old retro, like WrestleMania, where they come out on that thing. And then the forklift, Sharpie and another marker, a little baggie. But that's what's pretty much under the ring on this side. This one table, here's the other side. This is the other table that's underneath. So right here we got the AEW main roster. Most of everybody's in there. Some people are on the display on the because I do have an AEW shelf. Next one is all the women's figures. This is a mixture of WWE and AEW. Don't have much, but working on building some more of the WWE main roster, at least for women. And then this is kind of like a miscellaneous It's depressing having this Ultimate Edition Brock Lesnar here, even though it's so good. I just don't have a spot for it, for the shelves, because you'll see later I have every shelf like by section. So like Golden Era, Attitude Era, and he technically be at the main roster. There's like no today, kind of like, because it's like the new looking Brock Lesnar, but he hasn't wrestled in so long, so I took him out of the main roster. So he's in here. Like, here's another Seth Rollins, a modern day, just another Kevin Owens. But also it's random because like here's the Andre the Giant when he played Bigfoot. So kind of just the miscellaneous drawer. This one is AEW spares that are not in the main roster, or just like parts I use. Like here you go, Owen Hart and his legs back. I was using that for something. Actually, here's his legs. Or Santana, I'm using his legs right now as a for somebody else. I need those just pure black legs. And some of them are just like the Blood and Guts figures. Kind of just a depressing looking drawer. Here's all the rubber coats and accessories. So Jake the Snake's like Snake, Mrs. like all that kind of stuff. And then this one is all the weapons. So you got ladders, tables, barbed wire, everything you can think of as a weapon. Even bars with plates on for weightlifting. I'm like, everything you can think of is in here. Very nice shelf. I mean, not shelf, drawer. Very packed too. So that's about it for the arena and what's below the arena. Now let's move on to my displays. So starting off here, we have the LJN shelf display. So we also have like muscle figures, WWE muscle figures, but then like the Funko Mystery Minis I have. But here's the actual LJNs. We got a bunch in here. Since the last 2023, the only new LJNs I have, a lot of them are beat up. I got this Hot Rod Roddy Piper and Bruce the Barber Beefcake, and that's about it. But these are all the LJNs. A lot of figures in here, jammed pack. So up here used to be where all the Hasbros are. I just had the modern Hasbros up here right now because I have a new spot for the old Hasbros, or the Golden Era version Hasbro. So here's the new display for Hasbros. It's actually right by my gaming setup, because here's the Funko Pop wall, which I have all WWE Funko Pops on top. Got some new ones, Booker T and Roman Reigns. But so I have only ones that are in the ring are the vintage Hasbro figures, which I have more coming on that I ordered on eBay, because I eventually want to fill this whole ring. But I got like the new Mattel versions. I got this like backdrops here, but these are like all the new ones made by Mattel. Got Goldust, Undertaker, Diesel, all of them. But these are these are the vintage ones I've ordered. So like Ultimate Warrior, Hogan, Andre, Roddy Piper, Psycho Sid, IRS, Big Boss Man, Jake the Snake, Honky Tonk Man, one of the Bushwhackers, and Bruce the Barber Beefcake. Definitely want to work on this display because I need more of the original Hasbros. Then, as you've seen in my gaming setup, it's just the backdrop of, this is the back of the wrestling figure arena, which is just wrestling like posters. Now let's move on to the rest of the wrestling figures shelving and everything. So we're back over here where the backstage is. Next to the backstage is, I like to call, the crazy wall of wrestling. I'm like, or corner, actually crazy corner of wrestling pretty much, because it's just a corner in my room. Which I have all the Ultimate Edition boxes. Every single Ultimate Edition I have goes all the way up. And it's literally a miscellaneous of boxes here, but I think are cool boxes. So we have just like some special Mattel boxes. Then we have the Retrofest arcade box, a little bit of bubbly. The Boss, Sasha Banks gold chain, WWE shop from the actual show's bag. Oh, the Owen Hart ringside exclusive, that Kane from that ring. Slam City, Sheamus, more Slam City figures here. A WWE Cup from a show, another WWE Cup from another show. Old Bendhams, the LA Knight, the first ever LA Knight package, AEW poster, Cody Rhodes, like Mattel Creations Ultimate Edition exclusive box. Still in the package, Wrestling Buddy Sting, Legion of Doom poster, Certified G Thumb, a Stang bat from the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast crate, the package to the Raws War ring. Then I have these two stuffed animals of AJ Styles and Finn Balor, and this is the AEW shelf. Not much. I had the most of the original AEW figures. Not all of them, but I guess not original AEW figures, but most of the original roster, Cody Rhodes is not in there because he has his own shelf, but we have like Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, most of the original guys. Like we have SCU together, Brody Lee's in there, the Young Buck, Kenny Omega, and all that stuff. Then down here is my Jax figure, my Jax Bone Crunchers, and then WCW Toy Biz figures. And then that's about it for this corner. And then also obviously the rest of the wrestling arena backstage. But now if you go up here, as you follow the Christmas lights, you have the my Heath Slater 8x10 autographed picture, my Rock autographed picture, and then my Goldust autographed picture. And then I have Brian Myers, one of the very first series of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, Major Bendies. I have Brian Myers. I still have to get Matt Cardona. I have the ringside exclusive Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, one of 1,500 figures. Let me back up here. And then I had the wall of micro brawlers. I have my Macho Man Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, one Major Wrestling Figure Podcast ring, and then the throwbacks from the newest Major Wrestling Figure Podcast crate of Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. I had the autographed Zack Ryder one. I got one of the 100 that was in there that was autographed, and then I had the first series of AEW micro brawlers. Now into my favorite area for displays. This corner is huge, full with wrestling figures, pretty much all the way up. I got some hats there on my stuff. This is my custom WWE title I made. But I'm like, there's so many figures in this area. Mint and card figures even, and then most of them are loose figures. Let's start with this shelf here. So if you're subscribed to the channel, you've definitely seen this before. I do a lot of stuff on the shelf. It's probably my favorite part of my figure collection is my Cody Rhodes shelf. Cody Rhodes, obviously, also if you're subscribed, you know he's my favorite wrestler of all time. I got a Cody Rhodes LJN poster. I got this at the very first Revolution. They were throwing out posters. I've never seen this anywhere on eBay or anything. Like, these had to be rare. They were throwing out these DC-made posters. The people that are working backstage, they were throwing them out. I got Cody Rhodes, of course. I got lucky, got my favorite. I also got Kenny Omega. I got SCU. I've never seen them anywhere, so they gotta be rare. So they got a cutout of Cody when he won the TNG title from that packaging. Then more boxes. This box is awesome from his Mattel Creations with the ramp and everything. My favorite wrestling figure of all time, this Cody Rhodes Ultimate Edition, is so cool. My one of 3,000 was it Unmatched Series? Yeah, Unmatched Series 4 Cody Rhodes when he was in the suit. Then we got some more Cody Rhodes, 2 AEW, and 3 more AEW figures, and then one of his Mattel figures before he left WWE. And then his first WWE figure back, Elite 101. And then obviously the Mattel Ultimate Edition. Then I have his other figure in the main roster bin. Then we go down here. Also, if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you've probably seen this before. My John Cena shelf. John Cena is probably, he's my top 3. Him and Chris Jericho back and forth for me at second and third. My top 3 favorite wrestlers is Cody, Jericho, and Cena. I've always loved those guys. But besides that, let's get into actual shelving. So we got like Cena as a Thugonomics and stuff in the back. And then we get into the actual babyface John Cena with all these figures. One of the rarest John Cena figures ever. And I have him in really good condition with the cloth shirt and everything. And then there's the purple shirt John Cena figure. All right, and the other, this is Cubby's, not Cubby, but shelving. It's really narrow. So I do another shelf of John Cena, my very first wrestling figure ever, that far basic John Cena. Another basic John Cena, and then here's the recent WrestleMania 40 packaging. John Cena, not from WrestleMania 40, obviously, but it's the WrestleMania 40 figure line. Another John Cena. So many John Cenas here. A lot. Then down here is the Chris Jericho section. Not all my Chris Jerichos are here. He's also my Ruthless Aggression PG era, and then PG era, and then the Ruthless Aggression era shelving. But these are mainly AEW, but there is one Chris Jericho back there with short hair from WWE, but these are all AEW Chris Jerichos. Here's my Edge shelf, a lot of Edge figures. Also, this is not all my Edge figures. There's also some of shelving. This one's kind of a special shelf. This is the Dusty Rhodes with his 2 sons. I don't have actual Cody Rhodes here. Well, technically this is Cody Rhodes, but I didn't want to put actual Cody Rhodes because I wanted with all his sections, so I put Stardust instead. He's got the polka dots. to match his dad. And then I got Dustin Rhodes, the Unrivaled Series 2. Kind of a special little shelf. And then we have the Rock shelf with the Rock background. A lot of Rock figures here. And then of the Nowie family, or how you pronounce it. So like all the Rock's bloodline and everything. So we got Fatu. I always forget the other one's name. Umaga, Rikishi, The Rock. Technically not all there, but here is also to extend onto it. We have Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Roman Reigns. So that whole bloodline is all put together. It's just the only one's not there is Solo Sikoa, because I still don't have Solo Sikoa. But now let's move on to the next shelf. Before we get to the next shelf, we need to get to a very special spot. My two other chases. So I have the rare. I have one chase and two rares. Technically, rares are more rare than a chase. The chase is a 1 of 5,000. I got the 1 of 5,000 John Moxley. I got that for Christmas. Then I got the 1 of 3,000 Brody Lee. I'll never forget this. I got this in a toy store for $30. This thing goes for like $500 online. This one goes for a couple. This one goes about 100, maybe 150. I got that in Target. Well, my parents got it in Target for me, so they got it for store price, which is crazy. And then that's Cody that I have had for a while. I did order that on eBay, but I got it for $60, which is not bad. And then over here I have Sammy Guevara, another one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I've always loved Sammy Guevara. So I got two of his Target exclusives. I had one out of the package, one in the package. And then these two I got for free. Ringside sent them to me on accident, but they told me to keep it, so I kept. So I'm glad I kept this one in the package. Bray Wyatt, since he recently passed away. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. And then this Bobby Lashley, which I already have, so I kept in the package as well. Now moving on to my favorite shelf. This one is so full of figures. It's just full to the brim. So we got the Golden Era, the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, and the PG Era. So let's start with the Golden Era. So first we have the Legend Series 1, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, still in the package. He's a Legends figure, so I put him up here. Not with the rest of the Mint-Time card figures. So over here we have, this is mainly WCW. Not all of them are WCW, because obviously Bam Bam Bigelow, that version of him was not. But this is a WCW Stone Cold, Steve Austin, before he was Stone Cold. I think Vader was WCW, if I can remember right. That was a WCW Undertaker. Well, before he was called Undertaker, WCW Sting, obviously Ric Flair, and Macho Man are all WCW. But these were WWF. The Earthquake and Typhoon, Natural Disasters. Recently reviewed these on the channel about like a month ago. Go check that out. Then I recently got this, not that long ago, probably like a month ago as well. The Target exclusive new release Legends Steel Cage. I love this thing. It's really cool because this was the steel cage for this era, and the first time really steel cages were used. So I like to have this on the display with a lot of figures in there. Before we get there, let's get this side of the ring. So we got Zeus, Andre in the suit, Hogan, British Bulldog, Ultimate Warrior, Razor Ramon, Macho Man, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bruce the Barber Beefcake, and then Rhythm and Blues, Honky Tonk Man, and not Honky. This is Honky Tonk Man, Rhythm and Blues, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Then now let's get into the main ring. We got like the Tonka, Sid Justice. Oh my God, Sid Justice. I don't know why I couldn't speak for a second. Hillbilly Jim, a guy I paid probably too much money for. Somebody that wasn't really important. I paid like $60 for him because that's a rare Legends figure. George the Animal Steel, Rocky Johnson, Razor Ramon Ultimate Edition, Big John Studd, Andre, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Bret the Hitman Hart, Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, and Roddy Piper, and $1 Million Man. This area, I just love it. It's so colorful. The 80s and 90s, early 90s were very like a colorful pop like gear. I always think this shelf is so cool. Another reason why I like the Hasbro figures so much. But now let's move on to the Attitude Era. So the Attitude Era, I have a decent amount of figures, so I have it split. I know I guaranteed somebody's gonna watch this and say that Goldberg is too old. Well, this is the only Goldberg I have, so I just have him on the shelf. This is the WWF side, and this is the WCW side. Don't have as many WCW figures, but we got some. We got Bam Bam Bigelow, Vader, Nasty Boys, Rey Mysterio, two Rey Mysterios, Hogan when he first showed up, then Hollywood Hogan, a lot of NWO. So NWO Macho Man, NWO Kevin Nash, NWO Scott Hall, NWO Lex Luger, Goldberg, but that's the WCW. So, and then also don't forget Nitro AJ Styles. Then I have Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, Bunch of Canes, Paul Bearer, both Ken Shamrock, The Chase, and Normal for the New Legends line. DX, I have them all besides Billy Gunn. I still need to get Billy Gunn, and obviously China. And then we have like Terry Funk, Hulk Hogan, Hurricane, APA, Undertaker, Brother Love, and Edge. But that's the Attitude Era shelf. Now let's move on to Ruthless Aggression. Ruthless Aggression I don't have a whole ton of, but I do have some. It's definitely gotten bigger recently. So we got JBL, Mark Henry, Randy Orton, Big Show, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Batista, Eddie Guerrero, Triple H, RVD, Brock Lesnar, Stone Cold, Edge, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Big Papa Pump, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Great Khali, and Kane. And then we got like MVP, Mick Foley. I think, yeah, Bobby Lashley's back there. But that's about it for Ruthless Aggression. Then down here, another one of my favorite shelves is PG Era, because that's when I started watching wrestling, is the PG Era. We got AJ Styles, John Cena. This shelf is, I'm running out of space in this shelf. But a lot of them are beat up because, like, that Randy Orton there, whew, seen better days. But these were some of my original figures. And some of them don't look the greatest, but we got AJ Styles, Mark Henry, Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Zack Ryder, Undertaker, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, John Cena, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, The Whole Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Hulk Hogan, Rusev, Big Show, Luke Harper, rest in peace, same thing with Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, Braun Strowman, Ryback, Dolph Ziggler. But some of you might say that, and also Kurt Hawkins, Miz. Some of these figures, I guess you can say, don't qualify the PG Era. It depends on when you say, like, you think the PG Era ended. Some people say it was over by, like, 2014. I don't agree with that. I think the PG Era was, like, from, I don't know, I'd say, like, most people qualified around 2009, 2010, until, I'd say, like, until, like, 2018. That's right around when I cut off these figures, around 2018, 2019. Yeah, I'd say it was probably from 2009 to 2018, I would say. Maybe 2010 to 2018. That's my opinion, though. But that is, like, all the shelving here on this big shelf. And that's pretty much the whole JRW toy room. There's actually a couple other things, but I'll show that right now. Also, I have this small section of other stuff that I'll show. Don't mind all my movies that are lined up against my shelf. I have my nice rocking chair in my room with my wrestling buddies. I have Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and Finn Balor, the only ones they re-released. Then also I had that Cody Rhodes, which is on my bed. And then I have a giant AEW flag. But yeah, so that's about it. That's the JRW 2024 Wrestling Figure Arena Tour. Not arena, because this is, I have done it earlier in 2023. I did the whole entire toy room at the beginning of 2023. Then I did a couple updates on shelving. But this is the whole entire. This was the 2024 JRW Toy Room Tour. Thank you for watching. This is JRW. Make sure to like, subscribe, stay tuned for more wrestling figure content. I'll see you guys in the next one.